Are you ready to find out why I refuse to not ever have an executive assistant in my business and why they should be your first hire? Now, last week I saw this quote from Cody Sanchez, and it was basically a story of why not having an assistant is someone who should not be taken seriously. And was basically because it just shows that they're not valuing their time. And honestly, that is the top reason why, as an entrepreneur, as a coach, consultant, business owner, whoever you are, that an assistant is your first hire. Because as you start growing your business, as it starts becoming something that is beyond you, your time goes up. If you are charging your clients $500 an hour for working with you, and you're still the one going through your emails, you're still the one doing your calendar, you're still the one doing everything in your business, that means the $500 that is supposed to be going into an hourly rate is now going onto things that isn't really probably the thing that you should be doing in the first place. For example, for me, if I was the one doing all of the research on this video, scripting it, writing it out, making it sound really, really good, instead of me hitting record, I have the script in front of me and I'm just going to be talking with you, that brings on more value, that brings on more potential clients for the business as well, versus again, me doing all of that work, which my assistant basically cuts all of that time in half, and I would just hit record and talk to you and have my script of notes. The second reason why an assistant should be your first hire is that you know your strengths, and doing all the admin stuff is not it. Basically, for me, I know my strengths is showing up, talking to people, breaking very complicated things down into something super simple. It's basically in creating content. It's basically in teaching. And I don't want to be the person who's the main copywriter. I don't want to be the main person who is creating webinar pages for my own page. I'm not that person. I'm not that, I could do it. Just because I could do it doesn't mean I should do it. So for you as an entrepreneur, within your time, there's so many tasks, there's so many things that you're doing that you might feel that you're the only one who can do it. But in reality, it is just not your strength. It's not your specialty. It's not your $500 an hour work that should be delegated to someone else. Reason number 3 why an assistant should be your first hire and why I refuse to not work with an assistant moving forward is, honestly, my assistant is amazing. She is kick-ass. Every single time that I have a goal, she helps me break it down and actually help me execute it. As an example, during our monthly planning just last week, we were talking about what should we aim for this month? I said maybe I want to revive doing regular workshops. And I totally, honestly forgot about it until she brought it up middle of last week. She's like, what are we doing anything with this plan that you set as your goal? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I do want to. Can you go ahead and create the materials? Can you go ahead and create the web page? This is kind of the idea for the workshop I want to do. And by Monday, she already had the web pages for me. She already gave me the things that I would need to do to help promote this workshop, which is basically inviting you guys to sign for it below so you can learn what to delegate or automate. But basically, that is just a prime example of what it's like to have an amazing assistant who knows you, your goals, where you want to be, where you are, and basically what the limitations are, so then they can start breaking things down and bring your goals just a little bit closer to you. And for me, if I had to be the one doing that on top of everything else that I'm doing in the business, I probably would not have ever put creating a workshop on the top of my list. That would have just stayed in my bucket of things to do later and not actually ever tackling it at all. Which brings me to my next point of, honestly, your assistant can do it better. Or in this case, my assistant can always do it better than I ever could, because done or having it just executed is better than me not doing it at all. And I would not have wanted to go through the process of essentially doing a task or a project if there wasn't someone holding me accountable on top of everything else of basically what it means and what comes with running a business in the day-to-day. If it wasn't for my assistant being the one to show up and execute it, so then for me, I will just give her feedback. I'll just give her better direction. I'll just give her the decisions, and she takes all of that. So then the next time she does it better and better every single time. So going back to me knowing what my strengths are and where I should be focusing on my business, then she can do everything else just a little bit better. And it essentially gets to the point where I am learning from her. She learns all the new tools. She learns all the new skills. So that for me, I'm just kind of the person absorbing everything else that she's doing instead of the other way around. Next reason is I can't run my systems by myself. Now for me, I am a systems nerd. I love building things. That's essentially the thing that gets me super excited in the day-to-day in the business is building systems, right? But I suck at running them. I'm great at setting something up creating the checklist, the process, making sure it works every single time. But then afterwards, I just suck at like making sure it's still running, mostly because that's, again, not my strength. That's not the thing that I could do better and better as. But with my assistant, and now with the rest of my team at 2XU, they can basically keep things running while I'll keep building, I'll keep modifying things, I'll keep making things a little bit better and easier for them, because as a leader, I know that my responsibility is to make my team's life a little bit easier every single time. So then for my assistant, for my team, they make the running look easy and smooth. Meanwhile, if this was just me, I would not have been able to do it all by myself. Now, I did go through a little bit of a period. I think it was a period of like 4 months where I didn't have an assistant. And let me tell you, I don't ever want to go back to that again. Basically, it was a timing in between time where my last assistant wanted to start her own or support her family's business. And then I just was really picky about the next assistant that I wanted to hire. This was now 3.5 years ago, thank God. But I remember that period where I was doing a lot of the systems myself, where I was still running my own YouTube channel by myself. I had an editor, but I was still the one doing the research for the topic, finding out what titles to use, what thumbnails work better, testing it, looking at analytics, versus now I just get to, again, pull up the content calendar note of what I should be talking about today with you guys and look at the script, look at the bullet points of what I'm supposed to be talking about. And then I will then send this over to my assistant. She manages and works with the editor, and everything is published everywhere else. I get to focus on the things that actually move the needle in the business versus the things that is needed to just keep it running and going. So if you're curious about how to actually have your assistant be your first hire, I'm going to be running a workshop called Delegate or Automate, where I'm walking you through which ones you should delegate and which ones to automate with an AI assistant, and how to have your assistant run that whole system and that whole process for you. And you guys can sign up for it in the description below. And if you sadly miss it, then I'll probably be doing another one and my assistant will tell me what to do again. Now, if you like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button right there. Comment below any questions you might have when it comes to working with an executive assistant. I would love to know and to answer you in the comments. And if you still haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos every Thursday on how to run your business, especially with delegation and AI. And for your own assistant, they can check out my first channel here, and you can check out my latest video right here. Hope you guys have an amazing day, and with that, small steps matters, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!